student, welcome back to your PS class. In this session I am going to explain you a new lesson, that is metals and non-metals. It is fourth lesson in your textbook. Okay, in this lesson you are going to learn about some examples of metals and some examples of non-metals, and how can we distinguish them, that is by using their physical and chemical properties. So physical properties of metals and physical properties of non-metals, chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and their uses, and what is meant by displacement reaction. These all you are going to learn in this lesson. So first I am going to start this lesson. See, listen. Materials are generally classified into two types. Those are metals and non-metals. Okay, we can be able to distinguish metal from a non-metal by using their physical and chemical properties. Okay, so physical property means their appearance, whereas chemical means how one will react with internal composition, how one will react with the other when it is made to react. It's okay, how one will react with the other. So those are the chemical properties. So these you are going to learn now. So metals can be distinguished from non-metals by knowing their physical and chemical properties. Okay, first one I am going to explain you the physical properties of metals. So physical properties of metals are, first I am going to give you the list of the names of physical properties of metals. After that I shall define you and define those, and I shall explain those. So the first property is malleability. The next property is ductility, sonorous, luster, hardness, and good conductivity towards for heat and electricity. Good conductivity for heat and electricity. So these are the properties of physical properties of metals. What are those? For listening, the names might be a bit peculiar, but if you learn those, then you can get those very easily once or twice. See, malleability, ductility, sonorous, lustrous, hardness, good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, so these are the physical properties of metals. First we are going to discuss about the malleability. Malleability is nothing but the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets. Okay, for suppose let us consider for this board only, you can observe this metal covering at the borders of this board, isn't it? So it is in the form of a thin sheet. So malleability is nothing but the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets. Is called malleability. Metals can be beaten into thin sheets to make some metal sheets, just like iron sheets. You can see, for suppose let us consider beerwas in your home. If you observe them, then they are, see, beerwas are made of iron. That too, this iron is beaten into thin sheet. Okay, a thin and long sheet. So only they can be able to make the beerwa, isn't it? Not only that, see here the borders of the board, it is made of some aluminum, that too sheet, isn't it? Thin sheet. That means it is metal, and metals can be beaten into thin sheets. So that property of metals is said to be malleability. Okay, and next ductility. Ductility is nothing but the property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires. The property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. For suppose let us consider current wires, electric wires. In that, if we take out the outer covering, insulated covering, then inside that you can find very thin wires of copper, or in some cases you may find some iron wires. Okay, those are that property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. Not only that, gold, silver, these are also, to make some ornaments they can be drawn into very thin wires. Okay, to make different models of jewelry. So how they can be made into thin wires? Why? Why? Because they possess the property of ductility. So only they can be drawn into thin wires. So this property of metals is said to be ductility. Okay. So this is about the first property of metals, that is first physical property of metals, that is malleability and ductility. Now we are going to discuss about the next property, that is sonorousness. So children, the property of metals by which they produce ringing sound. So such property of metals is said to be sonorousness. That means, for suppose let us consider the temple bells or school bells or church bells. If we observe those are made of metals, and whenever for suppose let us consider a plastic piece and also a metal plate, and if you take one metal spoon and beat on the metal plate, then you get a particular type of sound, which is much louder, which is having much intensity than when we beat a plastic plate with a plastic thing or anything. Okay, so that means when compared to not only plastic, any other materials, the sound produced by any other materials is much less than the sound produced by metals. So such ringing sound, they produce a ringing sound, metals produce. So that property of metals is said to be sonorousness. Okay, so what is meant by sonorousness? The property of metals by which they can produce ringing sound is said to be sonorousness. Next, lustrous. The property of metals by which they shine. Luster is nothing but shine. Shining property of metals is said to be lustrous. Okay, for suppose let us consider our ornaments, gold, silver, or platinum, or any other iron also. When a newly brought iron piece or iron sheet, if we observe those shine. Okay, so such shining property of metals is said to be lustrousness. Okay, so till now we discussed malleability, ductility, sonorous, lustrous, and hardness. The property, this is the property of metals. All metals are very hard. For suppose let us consider iron scale. Can you bend it? Can you break it with your hands without using any tools? No, it is impossible. Not only that, any other metallic pieces, it is quite difficult to break them without using any tools. So that means they are very hard. Such property of metals is said to be hardness. Okay, metals possess hardness, but there is some exception. So I am giving you two metal names. Even though all metals are hard, there is some exception here. So in the case of some metals, there are some exceptions. So what are those? I'm going to say, see, even though metals are hard, sodium and potassium, these are names of two metals which are soft. How much soft is to express that, we can say like this, just as we cut a potato with knife easily, isn't it? So in the similar way, these two are all, if they are available, we can cut them with a knife. That means those are so soft. Okay, those are soft metals, we can easily cut them. Okay, and next, and there is one more metal, that is mercury, which is used in thermometers. It is the only metal which is available in which is available in liquid form at room temperature. Generally at room temperature, that means it is not very high temperature, right? So at the temperature, so many metals, almost all the metals are they exist in solid state, right? But in the case of mercury, it is the only metal which exists in liquid state at room temperature. So these are some exceptions in the case of hardness of metals. So what are the properties of metals, physical properties of metals? We discussed it till now: malleability, ductility, sonorous, lustrous, hardness, and conductivity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Good conductors of heat in the sense, those materials which allow heat or electricity to pass through them. Those materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are said to be good conductors of heat, whereas those materials which allow electricity to pass through them easily are said to be good conductors of electricity. Metals, what I am saying is, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. That is the reason why electric wires are made of metals. And not only that, heat, for suppose all cooking utensils are made of metals, isn't it? And not only that, nowadays, let us consider this is vessel. For some vessels, their bottom part is covered with, means it has a coating of copper, brown color layer you can see. Even though the remaining part of this utensil is, cooking utensil is made of steel, the bottom part is made of copper. That means a brown color coating, you can see it. Why that coating is provided? Not to decorate it. Why it is provided? Why? Because copper is good conductor of electricity. Sorry, because copper is good conductor of heat when compared to the upper metal, and it absorbs heat very quickly. So that is the reason why these these utensils are provided with that copper base. Okay, what is the use if it heats up very quickly? If it heats up very quickly, so that all the things whichever we need to cook by using that utensil can be cooked in very short time. Okay, so this by this what we can understand, metals are good conductors of heat. Okay, not only that, if at all we put a utensil on the stove, which is put on for few minutes, and after that if we put off and if we touch it, our hands may burn, isn't it? We may get hurt. That means metals have absorbed the heat provided by the fire, which is given from the stove. Okay, so by this we can understand that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So by this, physical properties of metals is completed. What are the physical properties of metals? Malleability, ductility, sonorousness, lustrous, hardness, and good conductors of heat and electricity. Malleability means metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Ductility, metals can be beaten into thin wires. Sonorousness, ringing sound. And hardness, they are very hard, we cannot break them without any tools. And lustrous, they shine. Okay, and good conductors of heat and electricity means they allow electric current and heat to pass through them easily. Okay, so this is about the physical properties of metals. And coming to the physical properties of non-metals. physical properties of non-metals are exactly the opposite to the physical properties of metals. That means malleability means metals can be beaten into thin sheets. That is not possible in the case of non-metals. And ductility means metals can be beaten into thin bars, and that is also not possible in the case of non-metals. And sonorous, they produce ringing sound, metals, isn't it? But non-metals, they do not produce ringing sound. And next, lustrous, that means shine, metals shine, but non-metals are dull. Okay, they possess dullness, they don't have any brightness. Okay, and also malleability, ductility, by that we can know the elastic nature of the that means we can stretch the metals, isn't it? But in the case of non-metals, they are brittle. If we break them, for suppose let us consider some coal piece, a small piece of coal, and if we beat it with a hammer, then what happens? That breaks, isn't it, into powder. It breaks into powder. So brittleness is possessed by metals. Is possessed by non-metals. And also dullness, malleability, ductility, sonorous, lustrous. Okay, lustrous, instead of that it has dullness, and malleability, ductility, instead of that it has brittleness. Okay, hardness, it doesn't possess any hard properties. Okay, but some of the non-metals are hard. Anyhow, they are not all are hard. Okay, they are soft non-metals, and they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. So this is about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, and next, coming to the chemical properties, we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. But before that, I am going to give you some examples of metals and also non-metals. Here are the examples of metals and non-metals. So examples of metals are iron, gold, silver, platinum, copper, and next sodium, potassium, aluminium, sodium, potassium, aluminium, iron, gold, silver, copper, platinum, okay, zinc, so etc. Many more are there. So these are the examples of metals. And also calcium is also a metal. Okay, next, coming to the non-metals. Non-metals are sulfur, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, so have a look at those. And next, oxygen, iodine, chlorine, etc. Many more are there. And many more are there. Those are the examples of non-metals. And also lead also comes under metal. Okay. So these are the examples of metals and non-metals. Have a look at those. Okay, children. Next I'm going to explain you the chemical properties of metals. Chemical properties of metals. We can consider four. What are those? Reaction with oxygen. Uh, the second one which we can consider is reaction with water. And next, reaction with acids, reaction with bases. So these four properties we are going to consider. That means reaction of metals with oxygen, water, acids and bases. And also in the case of chemical properties of non-metals, also we will discuss the reactivity of non-metals with oxygen, water, acids and bases. Okay. So first we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metals. That too, reaction with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. I shall give you some example for this. See, here I am considering sodium. Sodium reacts with oxygen to form, taking magnesium. Magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Okay, here the metal is magnesium. It reacted with oxygen to form its respective oxide. Okay, metallic oxide, that is magnesium oxide. Okay, children, here you need to note one point, that is metal oxides are basic in nature. Already in the previous class, that is in the 7th class, you have learnt in acids, bases and salt lesson. What is that? What is meant by a base? How can we identify a base? By testing it with red litmus paper, isn't it? So see, here I said these metal oxides are basic in nature. When we burn magnesium ribbon in oxygen, then after burning, while burning it burns with brilliant white flame, and after burning it may leave some ash. Okay, that ash is nothing but magnesium oxide. When we take a small beaker and if we add some quantity of ash, and if we mix it with a little amount of water, little quantity of water, then we may get the magnesium oxide, magnesium hydroxide. That means the solution of this magnesium ash. Okay, so if we take a red litmus paper and put that red litmus paper in this solution, then that red litmus paper is turned to blue. That means those substances whichever turn red litmus paper to blue are said to be bases. By this we can clearly understand that metal oxides are basic in nature. Not only this metal, every metal oxides are basic in nature. So this is about the reaction of metals with oxygen. That means whenever metals react with oxygen, they form metal oxides. Okay, and next property is reaction of metals with water. Metals react with water to form metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, have a look at it. Here I am taking an example of sodium metal. Sodium, when it reacts with water, it forms sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So children, these are said to be reactions. See, chemical reactions. Here, this is one chemical, even though it is metal, and this is another chemical. Water is also, even though it is edible. Okay, so here these two, this arrow indicates whenever these two are reacting, whatever the resulting product, what is it? That is shown by this. Okay, so these two are said to be reactants, and these two are products. Okay, and this is a chemical reaction, and these are chemicals. Totally. Okay, so this is the reaction of metals with water. What is that? Whenever metal reacts with water, it forms its respective metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. And here in the place of metal I kept this, I had taken sodium as example. Okay, and next, reaction of metal with acids. Metals react with acids to form salt and hydrogen gas. Here I am giving the example for that. This reaction is generally, it is said to be neutralization reaction. In your previous class you have learnt. See, metal, for suppose sodium I am taking. Sodium reacts with acid. Sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, so have a look at it. Or we can take this example also. Zinc react with sulfuric acid. Zinc is another metal. It reacts with an acid, sulfuric acid. It is its formula. I am writing its name here. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. So this is the reaction of metal with acids. Okay, have a look at it. Children, generally most of the metals do not have any reaction with bases. Okay, and only a few metals react with bases. I shall give you some examples of those. Only a few metals. What are those? Zinc, lead and aluminium. These react with strong bases. Strong base means which are having much concentration. Okay, such strong these metals, only a few metals, very few metals react with strong bases, that too sodium hydroxide. This is the formula for sodium hydroxide. Okay, and the reaction product is also very complex. Okay, so this is the chemical properties of, by this chemical properties of metals is completed. Till now we discussed what are the physical properties of metals and physical properties of non-metals, and also chemical property, some examples of metals and non-metals, and after that we discussed chemical properties of metals. Okay, so what are those? Reaction with acids, reaction with bases, that means reaction of metals with acids, reaction of metals with bases, and next reaction of metals with oxygen, reaction of metals with water. So I shall explain you the other topics in the next session.